Yeah, yeah, your boy Chris Lee. Shout out to Soul Lee. You on that Kickback Podcast. It's our time. You with that Kickback Podcast. Yeah. You on that Kickback Podcast, the Kickback. You with that Kickback Podcast, the Kickback. You on that Kickback Podcast, the Kickback. You with that Kickback Podcast, the Kickback. Now sit back and relax. Now sit back and kick back.
And we live. Welcome back to a new season of the Kickback Podcast. This is your boy Chris Lee and your boy
Totally.
man. Hey man, how was your New Year's Eve, man? Like I meant to ask you, like, what did y'all do? I know y'all had some fun.
Yo, what's so crazy? Like, usually we're performing and stuff, but I had a foot injury this year, so we just
Oh,
actually we um we stayed home and chilled, man. We cooked, ate, and just stayed up late as I don't know what, and just chilled out. We didn't do too much, man. I was hurt.
I feel you, man. Man,
How
I'm gonna
about
say
you?
same thing. We didn't do much. So I was pretty much like this year, man. I said to myself, I said to Crystal, I want to do like so much more this year. I want to go like just have a big Christmas, a big New Year's celebration, and normally like with our roles, she's like, I'm bored, right? That'd be her thing. I'm bored. This is a boring Christmas this time
Hmm.
because her family is from Virginia. It's we in the Carolina, so I mean, she missed her family. It's just her mom and a
Yeah.
brother, and her dad. So she was like, man, it's normally the mentality like I'm bored. I want to do something this year. I'm gonna do something, and that's her mantra. So I'm like, this year, I'm like you. I'm like, yo, we gonna do something. We gonna go out. We gonna whatever. And
Hmm.
Christmas was pretty much, we laid around the house in pajamas, and we all had pajama sets, opening up gifts, putting gifts together, whatever. And then New Year's Eve was pretty much us just kind of like just recapping, playing with the new kids, playing with their toys, their games they got. I'm kind of like playing the new game I got, and we cooking because she cooked dinner for New Year's Eve. Her mom came by, for a brief moment and hung out with us. Kind of watch a little bit of some of the festivities on TV about New Year's. But it been like just
Yeah.
us, man. Just us at the house, bro. Like just
Yeah.
calm. It was raining for the most part. I don't know about up there with y'all, but the weather was bad. It was like pouring down, raining on Christmas Day. Then the day after Christmas, it was just like straight the bottom fell out. So it's just been pretty much just like laying around, recalibrating our bodies, getting back to because I had time off, just our bodies getting back mint together from the year beating us up. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it just been just calm, laid we honestly do we laid in the bed and like joked and talked and laughed like up until the ball dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like we just forgot what time it was. We just in the bed laughing and talking. And that was it, man. Like that was just our New Year's Eve. So for everybody else out there, y'all might have been at parties and drinking and getting drunk and got wild stories. Please, when we
Mhm.
share this on Facebook, make sure y'all hit us in the comment section on what y'all did. But yeah, man, that's about it. That was my New Year's Eve.
Yeah, man, and and mine was straight, man. Not like I love performing and stuff, but hey,
You got to get
I
right.
ain't
Get your
got no
body right.
problem with just I ain't got no problem with just chilling and shoot because I couldn't move anyway. I couldn't
Mhm,
dance, so I was like, all right, we'll just chill, and that's what we
mhm.
did, man. We chilled and absolutely did nothing. Looked at the Christmas story, looked at a bunch of Christmas movies. I finally watched Polar Express. I had not seen that at all,
Really?
surprisingly. Yeah, man. But that's all we
Yeah.
did, man. That's all we did. Chill.
You know what? I didn't. I've never watched Polar Express, but just neither here nor there. I never watched it. But yeah, we watched a lot of Christmas movies too. Now I'm gonna lie to you, I am pleasantly like humbled because I'm a real big Christmas person. Oh my god, like I love Christmas movie. That's my favorite holiday. So
Yeah.
we watched a couple of Christmas movies, not a lot, not like we used to. This year I didn't watch a Christmas story, and I'm usually watching it, but this year I didn't. I replaced Christmas
Mhm.
story with the Elf. That's my Christmas story now with
Oh,
Real
okay.
fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
So I watched the new Ludacris got a Christmas movie that was on Disney Plus. I watched that, and then I watched on my
it.
Candy Can Lane with Eddie Murphy and Tracy Ellis
Oh,
Ross,
yeah, it
which
was
is
good, right?
that was really good. Like that's going to be a Christmas classic. That's going to be on rotation every year. Not so much for
Yeah.
the Luda one. I'm not a fan of the Luda one, but anyway. So that's it. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. Man, the Kevin Hart situation. Now Kevin Hart, Cat Williams has always been like at each other's throat for the decades of time. But to see Cat Williams go on the Shay Shay room and like that episode before I knew he was gonna be on there. Like I subscribed to his channel on YouTube, so I seen the interview like it was coming, but I was like, or the thumbtack rather that it was dropping, and I'm like, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think much of. I knew it was going to be a good one because Cat Williams always give good interviews, but I had no idea this was what it's going to be. And watching it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just ask you your part first because I want to know what your take was when you watched it. What was your takeaway?
Um, what's crazy because me and Ty were just talking about this, man, before I got on here, and um, she was saying, maybe, he's doing this and he just doesn't care. But it seems like he just kind of um blackballed himself.
Mm-hmm.
That was one thing. And then, we also looked at it like, yo, maybe the dude is just tired of seeing the same thing going on time and time and time after again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I we have even seen the gatekeeping stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the gatekeepers he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We have seen it on our end. And it's not saying we at cat level,
Mm-hmm.
but even just in entertainment, you see that stuff. But him exposing everybody, like he dropped more than a couple names, you know.
Yes.
So I'm like, dang, yo, I don't know if it's because he's thinking he's gonna come on the back end, with people coming to see his shows and him selling out shows and money. Like I don't know how his pockets are. He could have
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of money. He could
Mm-hmm.
be doing it for the money. Who knows? But I don't know. It's because it's some freaking comedians that's trying to come after him for real now, especially
Right.
Faison Love. You got Steve, Cedric, um, uh, hell, well, those two that's in like Steve Harvey. Like even if you don't like him, he's still a part of one of those elite people, in that business, in the comedy business, like because he do so much in comedy. Not saying he's good or not. I'm just saying he's one of those ones that been doing it for a while. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like one of those ones that's like he may pull some strings, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, just because of the shows he got, and how long he been doing them, and um, so that's why I'm like, I don't know if it was I don't know if it was good. It's not my call to say it was a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
he stepped in that kitchen
Mm-hmm.
and he must know how hot it's going to be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, who knows, man? Cat, he might have an, I don't know. He
Mm-hmm.
might have a motive. I don't know
Right.
what the motive is, but I
Like
hope
he might have
Cat
an
knows.
angle.
Yeah, yeah. He he
Mm-hmm.
he might have, you know, and I ain't gonna motive about doing this, but I hope he know what it is, and I hope he knew what it was gonna be before he did this, instead of just
Mm-hmm.
going out and saying it, not unless he
Mm-hmm.
just don't care and he just like, hey, I can do my own thing anyway. So,
Right.
you know, people ain't making movies like that. Anyways, like special, like especially like big production, like movie theater ones.
Mm-hmm.
People doing themselves now.
Yeah.
So because he ain't worried about it.
Nah, I don't think he is, man. I think my takeaway from it is I always been a diehard Cat Williams fan. Cat Williams, my top five always consists of between Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, and a few others that's out
Uh
there.
huh.
But never in my top five has Steve Harvey been mentioned. Never in my top five has Cedric or Dio. Dio is like the least funny comedian I've know.
I'm,
Like
bro.
he is like
Yo,
incredibly overrated. Like he is not even
yeah,
cookout
yes,
funny. Like maybe
yeah.
it's just the age gap, but I just think he's a terrible comedian and he's very arrogant. Don't get me wrong, he has I mean as a study of the art, I think he have
Hmm.
great penmanship. He's a great writer. Now he write great jokes. Don't get me wrong. He write as a skill set in the art of it. I cannot take away from his skill. He is very precision with his jokes.
Yeah,
However, they just not funny, right? Like you can write
right.
a good joke and it like, all right, I see how you can think that's funny, or I see how some people would
Yeah,
think that's funny, but you like, and there's great comedians out there that I don't think funny, but I think are very professional and very talented, far as how they do their jokes or how they construct their jokes. But I don't think he's just. I don't. I can probably count on hand how many times I laughed at a DL Hughley joke on hand, on one hand, by the way.
no, that's crazy.
Like he don't really have, like, for example, which is why Cat Williams is one of my goats, because Cat Williams got so many bits that people repeat about, hey,
Hmm.
what's they smoke? What's that you smoke? It's called death. Death. You mean I'm gonna hit it one time and die? So he got or he got different bits that he used that is memorable. I don't know any from him that's memorable. Hell, I don't know any from Steve Harvey that's memorable. So that kind of goes into what he was basically saying. He like, hey, there's a lot of guys out here that I know are funnier than, that are just they just they had to play get down on them knees
Yeah,
to get them rolls, which now is starting to like, okay, I can see that, and I'm allegedly, because I don't want to
mm,
allegedly. So,
right.
but there's those comedians he named. He does have a point. Like Steve has always been known in the industry, far as what people say during interviews, not just Cat, but in interviews, that he was jealous of other people, and these other comedians, his comrades, who said that. Hell,
Hmm.
DL Hughley and Cedric Entertainer mentioned that there was discourse between him and Bernie Mac, and there was a bit of jealousness there between them two. So if those your role buddies, the guys you were on tour with, who else knows your chemistry or knows you better than them, far as a comedian goes?
Yeah, yeah,
So I do believe that. It's a lot of things he mentioned, but especially about Kevin Hart. I do understand his malice with Kevin, because him and Kevin always had a back and forth. But I remember an interview with Kevin
yeah,
Hart where he that uh, mentioned that he was on mentioned Cat Williams on drugs. That's why he lost his opportunities, and
yeah,
he was just
yeah.
not professional. And he was on a radio show mentioning that. And my thing
Wow,
is,
wow.
as a fan of the both of them, because I am a Kevin Hart fan, but as a fan of both of them, I'm like, one thing I'm not going to co-sign to, or I'm not going to respect, is you literally like dragging somebody's name through the mud. If you're going to joke, make jokes, right? Be funny, make jokes. But when you say, "Oh, this guy's on drugs," this because, dude, that's an insult to character.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm
True.
saying? And I'm like, you should never put another black man down like that. As comedians, I could see you busting each other balls. Or that movie you put out was
Hmm.
terrible. Ooh, you busting each other balls. But to mention drugs and mention your habits and mention possible habits, and man, I was not. So when he went off on Kevin, I was all for it. I was all for it. Get at him, get him. I was all for it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I mean, I just think I think he's in an era now where he earned his respect from his counterparts, his comrades. A lot of people came out and support, believe it or not, ironically, in support of Cat Williams. Like, hey man, Cat Williams looked out for me when I was down. Cat Williams, woo woo. A lot of people gave him his flowers. So I'm thinking the table is
Yeah.
now turning. Those who are at the hierarchy, the table is now turning on them, and they're feeling that heat. And he did not let up. He gave you all the tea. He gave you all the business. So much that Ludacris want to do a diss track. A diss. Come on, how you gonna write a diss song for a comedian? Like, come on, man. Like, you got the
Yeah,
studio.
I forgot to say the stuff about Luda.
Yeah, yeah. You go in the studio and record. Like, that's the corniest thing a rapper can possibly do. Like, Ludacris, you are corny as hell for that. That's corny, bro. Like, you know, to me, writing a diss song to somebody who is not capable of rapping is like corny as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even,
Hmm.
if you're gonna make your statement, you could have made a video, made your statement, and made some jokes or whatever. Because you a funny guy, you can hold your weight with
Yeah,
making some people laugh. You're a funny guy. Like, you could have got up there, but you would make a whole track, a whole song. And then you like, dude, this is corny. So even when Kevin Hart, I think he was on Full Court or some show that was on ESPN, and him and his little
hmm
buddies, him and his little paper cut boys, or whatever you call them, was
hmm
making jokes on Cat Williams, and it was just so uncomfortable to listen to that. Solely, it really
you
was.
talking about recently?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I
Yeah,
was like, yo, what is?
it was so cringe. It was cringe. Like, the jokes wasn't landing. It wasn't funny. It was clearly coming from a place of malice. Your feelings was hurt. Your little feelings was hurt, and you want to get out there and like, yeah. So legend has it that he also bought this team, and legend has it he was the smartest person in all of Cleveland,
Mhm.
but no news coverage. So it was just like, clearly you watched it. So we know you watched it, and we know you butthurt about it. We know your feelings hurt. You crush. You even, and what got me and what made me really lose a lot of respect for him was when he brought his boys on to so they can kind of like tag in on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all cracking jokes on him. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, bro.
yeah.
Come
I
on,
saw
bro.
that.
Like, that's what
Yeah,
if you felt that strongly, then you should have came. You don't involve other people, and them other boys honestly ain't got no choice anyway. They on the payroll. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those situations where, look, boss man want us to jump in on us. If we don't, man, I don't know what he might cut us loose, whatever. Like that. That's the hand that feed us. So they
yeah,
uncomfortably. You can tell, dude. You can read the room and tell they are uncomfortably making jokes. Like, look, I'm just doing this. I won't get fired. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And they even
yeah,
dropped the jokes, and Kevin kept going with it. And they're like, "Oh, we still doing this? Okay, And it was just like uncomfortable. And it proves Cat Williams' point. All it's doing is making everybody who's coming out is all making Cat Williams look good. Everybody who responding are all making him look good. And
mm.
that's pretty much my take.
Man. Yeah, I mean, guess it is what it is. Like I have seen mixed reviews about it. Not just comments. Just us. Period. And it's been mixed. Some are going at Cat. About some of the things he said. You know, about how he grew up, and some that's like on board with him. But I think it's man, I honestly, what it shows you us a lot of how we, as in black people, are so sometimes like separate, you know, because we still tearing somebody down, you know, and it's like I'm actually like so tired of seeing it, yo. I'm like, yo, what is the point of this right now? Like, because like we still tearing each other down. It's a freaking brand new year, a brand new month. It's a brand new month, brand new year,
And it's
and
already all this going on.
we are still doing this. Like, I'm like, yo, are we going to continue to do this to each other? Like like when we gonna learn? Like when
Yeah.
are we gonna work together at times? When are we gonna stop talking about each other? When am I
Mhm,
gonna stop talking about my brother? You
mhm.
know, like what's what is up with this negativity in us? Like, what do we like so much about it? But I guess
Right.
that's another episode.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, nah. I mean, because that's pretty much part of the whole thing with the Kevin, with the whole Cat Williams thing. I believe people love drama. You know what I'm saying? And people loves discourse. But I believe in this particular case, it was necessary. It was very. I mean,
mhm,
I understand, but it was very necessary. It had to be told. It had to be said. It's almost like we talked about a couple episodes ago last season about family secrets and holding it in and not talking about it. Like this is one of
mhm,
those things
mhm,
where on the surface you would think everybody's all buddy buddy, everybody's friends, everybody's
mhm.
cool because they're comedians. How can they not be friends? But for Cat Williams to be at that dinner table during Thanksgiving and just pretty much spill the beans on everybody was a necessary thing to do because now
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can.
That definitely, yeah. If you're gonna do that, yeah, then do it. Now I'm talking about the reactions.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
but see, even with the reactions is part of it though,
yeah. I mean,
because not everybody's gonna always come on. If me and you at a dinner table, right? We at Thanksgiving, and me and you whatever, and I'm be like, well, so Lee, we tired of you being an alcoholic because you always come to all the festivities drunk, and you're not gonna have a. Oh, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't have, and I probably no. You're probably gonna feel a little, salty about it. And anytime if you're
mhm.
telling the truth, anytime if somebody's telling the truth about you, like really telling you about yourself. Like, look, man, this is what you ain't gonna feel too happy about it. You're not gonna be like, all right, cool. And the only person that played it safe was Ricky Smiley by saying, hey, man,
Right.
me,
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
me and my
True.
family,
True.
wish you the best. He played it safe. But here's the thing: what people don't realize, Cat Williams was minding his business at first. He said it. He could have come on all these years, all the stuff he talked about was from decades ago. He could have been airing them out in interviews and stand-up
Mhm.
specials, but he hadn't. So being that which on the Shay Shay room, when you have people like Ricky Smiley get up there and say, hey, I was supposed to be Money Mike originally, and Cat Williams was supposed to be the Santa Claus, and then you got people like Cedric getting up there, then so you got all these comedians getting, in the spotlight and saying things. And that's what he said. Like, I would have let it slide if it was one or two people saying things or somebody who didn't matter. It wouldn't bother me. But all these people collectively recently been dragging my name. So yeah, I gotta say something about it. So this is only what you cost. You brought this on yourself, Ricky Smiley. You brought this on yourself, Cedric and Steve. You brought this on yourself. What did you expect? You can't, shit on somebody for so long and expect it not to backfire on you. Like you can't.
No, I
Yeah,
feel you. Like
yeah,
if somebody lied and lied on you and did all this, yeah, fuck yeah, go ahead, air them out.
yeah.
I'm up. I'm all for it.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm like, damn, like when we go, it's one of them things. Just
But
I don't
see,
know where it's gonna go. I don't know where it's gonna go for Cat. I don't know, but I hope he knew after he said this stuff. Like I was never like a huge Cat fan from the start, but he had some funny stuff. Like I always respected him on that level. But it's like,
mhm.
okay, well, it's one of them things. Like now, comedians going against each other. I mean, going back and forth at each other. It was rappers going
Yeah,
against comedians.
now it's like civil war.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right. We forgot to learn. Well, I feel you.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, but see, my thing is, I feel like you have this discourse now, and we like, all right, cool. Like, can we get together? But here's the thing: I think the line had to be drawn, and we are in like he said, it's not about black and white, or is God's sides and their side, and you got these people who participate in. Yeah, think about it, man. Just think about how the last ending of last year and how it's going now. The whole quote unquote Epstein list is going to be released this year. The Epstein
Yeah.
Island flight log it's going to be released. It ain't back Reddit pages and YouTube conspiracy. Nah, it's actually going to be released like this
Hmm.
year in a few months perhaps. And a lot of these celebrities are running tail. A lot of these celebrities are building bunkers under their properties or in like going and hiding. Like shit about to hit the fan. And this is to
Hmm.
me, this is the year of truth. This is your truth. You can't hide no more. And when Cat Williams came in and said what he said, like, yo, that pretty much, he was like the guy holding the torch at the beginning of the Olympics. Like, the rest is from here. It's about to be real. And I do feel like these comedians do need to kind of come together and work out their differences. But there are some bridges that you just can't repair. There's some relationships you can't repair because of what was said and what was done. And I can never respect you the same because you really, you pretty much put this on my name. You accuse me of this thing, or you labeled me as this, and it ruined my credibility. I can't recover from that. So nah. So it's a lot of comedians that won't be cool. But at the end of the day, I do believe that we do have to find a common ground to look. This is bigger than all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to band together and kind of work on our community and work on ourselves, work on like how to better our comedy scene, because a lot of Caucasian or white comedians, they probably have their problems. I'm sure they have their discourse. I'm sure they have the animosity between each other, but you don't hear about it because they're not as vocal about it. They out there about it trying to get that bag. Hell, some of them even work together in the same movies. And you would think they're the best of friends because in the movies they played best of friends, but you don't find out till later on down the pipeline that they actually dislike each other. And you're like, wait, you mean they dislike each other? They was like the best of friends. I mean, you would think, but they professional. Yeah. Us as black folk, if we don't like you, we don't like you. I don't care how big the bag is. I ain't making a move with you. And that's the difference. That's why the discourse is there. But I do believe that we do need to figure out how to kind of like recalibrate and like, all right, that's out. The cat's out the bag now. The best way to move now is forward. You don't rock with this side, that's cool. This side don't rock with you, that's cool. But now we move forward. You know what I'm saying? Now we move forward. Now, we don't got to work together ever again, but we move forward. Now, I would rather hear these comedians get on stage and tear each other apart. You know, as far as like, okay, Kevin Hart next special, next show, he talk about it. Like, do it in that form, because then it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Then it's comical. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
that's my take on it, man. But
yeah, man. So guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Man, what is going on with Diddy though? I was just thinking about that. What's going on with P. Diddy? Like, I know we just shift real smoothly there, but man, I was just thinking about this. Like, I ain't gonna let you slide, Diddy. Like, there's a lot of allegations going around. I say allegations because I don't know. I wasn't there, and thank God, because I want to protect my, like Cat Williams said, I want to protect my backside. But hey man, like you hear a lot of people, yeah, right? Like that's what take that come from. Stop, can't stop, won't stop. So I mean, like I already partied with you already. We partied together already, but this is the remix. Like nah, man. But I just feel like, dude, like when the shit hit the fan with Diddy, I was like, oh hell. Like, this is now bigger than we expected. At first, you thought it was gonna be like conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? Like a few people out here, like, yeah, that's what it is. And then you thought that'd be the end of it, right? He kind of lay low for a few months, and then come back, come out with an album, come out whatever, and then boom, that's it. But bruh, the flood, Cassie came in there, and what Cassie did was genius. A lot of people say, "Oh, Cassie, you took the money and you should have just kept going." Nah, player. Cassie did it publicly, so he can pay her publicly. So now other people are like, well, what else is he hiding? So now when she did
who
that,
else did he pay off?
Yeah, when she did that publicly, you got other people who he screwed over or did something to, or quote unquote assaulted, say, "Oh, now we see the money trail." So now they coming after him. So now you hear all these stories about him allegedly with men and having sex party with men and all this stuff, and him having to go down on other men of the music industry. These older guys, white guys, Jewish guys who are like in control of the music industry. Supposedly Diddy had to go down there and do something strange for a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying, to get Bad Boy and then woo. So it's just one of those situations where it's like an onslaught. Like they did not let up off Diddy. And 50 Cent made sure of that, by the way. They did not let go. They did not 50 Cent. And I hope 50 do make a Surviving Diddy series for real. Because I think if y'all did it to R. Kelly, you better bet your ass you better do it for Mr. Diddy. Because for real, Kelly did all those things and everybody knew about it and didn't bat an eye. But then y'all find a right time to drag him through the mud. So do the same thing for Diddy. Give him the same treatment. Same treatment. Because Diddy been quiet. Diddy been trying to come out this. Oh, I'm all positive. I don't see. Nah, dog. You scared. You scared. They got this dude who supposedly shot Pac in jail saying that you paid him off. You got that hovering over you. You got these other women and men who saying you assaulted them or sexually assaulted them. Boy, ain't nothing good looking for you in 2024. I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy disappeared off the map. Like, just disappeared, went somewhere, went in one of his bunkers or something. But ain't no coming back for this. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
You know what, man? I think it's finally catching up with him. And he's honestly he getting what he deserved, because I know he didn't done some dirt, but and when I'm saying I know that I'm saying I was there. I have seen that he had done some dirt in his life. That I know he just been, you can kind of figure out when somebody is like eluding, like constantly eluding stuff, and that seems like that's been Diddy's life, ever since before he was actually in in the business, like when he used to throw the other parties, with Gene, with Big Gene and all that, like even before, he had the first hits and stuff, like he's constantly in some stuff, and I think now it just finally caught up to him, and shit hit the fan, and he about to he about to take this roller coaster ride this year, because I know some more people gonna come out.
Oh, yeah.
I already know, especially if you are not a good person. Like now, I know if you have done some dirt, but you keep it yourself, that's one thing. But if you've done some dirt and you are constantly not a good person to people, people gonna sing like a bird. Well,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it did now when you think about it, remember some time ago when there was this article or this headline said Diddy is giving back the masters or the right or the royalties back to his artists. He's giving all his
Yeah.
artists their royalties and their masters back. And then a lot of people on surface before we knew about this now was like, oh my God, Diddy, you such a great man. Oh, I wish everybody would be like you. Oh, praise Diddy. Yes. Oh, give him his flowers. Oh, that's such a great thing. How admirable of you, Diddy. But then you realize when one of the artists came out and said it came with the what you call that thing? What is that legal form when you can't say
with a
nothing?
gag,
With a gag order. So
yeah.
it came with a gag order to where I'll give you your rights and your royalties back so you can make money off your music and you can eat, you know what I'm saying, and get your publishing. But in return, I'm gonna need you not to ever say anything about whatever happened between me or you or anything around us.
Right.
So if you want your money, if you want your life back, your livelihood back, I'm gonna need you to stay quiet. And a lot of those artists might have signed that and like, all right, cool. But there's some who didn't sign it, and you was wondering like, why is he? But now you think about it, oh, he was trying to beat this before it got out. He was trying to get them all to be quiet before it went out. He was like, I give you everything back, just don't say nothing about me.
Yeah,
that was the plan. But the Cassie just he punched her right in the jugular, and then was just like after that, hey, he couldn't stop them punches from being thrown at him. It was too late. It was too late.
Yeah,
And but when you do dirt like that, it's gonna come back on you, man. When you do, then you got this guy saying he allegedly has something to do with Pac, and then allegedly has something to do with Biggie. Like, I mean, we in the streets Ben knew he had something to do with both of them guys. It was just when the world would catch up. But now it's catching up to him. He had a long run, you know, but can't stop, won't stop. Is that the stop sign? Can't stop, won't stop, stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like now when you listen to his songs,
he about to take that.
Yeah. So when you hear him say take that, all have new meanings. Now remember when R.
Yeah.
Kelly had his allegations, like we knew of it, like we had heard about it, but we knew for a fact, like, okay, this is indisputable, this is true. And when you go back and listen to an R. Kelly song, you're like, oh, you nasty motherfucker. You was talking about them little girls the whole time. Look, listen to this part. You remind me of what? What you remind you of, R. Kelly? You know what I'm saying? So now you start critiquing his music now. Same thing with Diddy. Now that Diddy is out, you know, now you go back and listen to his music like, this got new meaning. This got no meaning now. Take that. Won't stop cancer. I get what he was saying. He was telling you the whole time. Bad Boys. Oh, he like Bad Boys. Okay, yeah. See, he like Bad Boys. I knew it was something, you know. But it's it's interesting, man. It's interesting to me. So, man, the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Diddy was about to buy NBC. You know, every time a black man try to buy a network, all you know, shit hit the fan. So maybe he was about to buy NBC or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, right. Who knows, Diddy. Last thing on the docket, man. Everybody's talking about it. I know you probably seen it. The Miami Mall situation. Oh my God. I saw videos surface on TikTok and then on Instagram. A couple of pages I follow are like truth, quote unquote, seeking pages. It was like a collective of like, you know, videos and content about, you know, conspiracy theories being proven fact, that type thing. And I saw the video at first, like I saw what they was trying to say. It was kids at the mall with sticks and fireworks fighting amongst each others with sticks and fireworks in the mall. None of those things seem like they go together. Sticks and fireworks mall don't go together, you know. So they were saying that was what the uproar was about. Well, I don't know if you've seen the footage of all the police cars that was out there, right?
Bro, yeah.
The squad cars.
Every car was in Florida was there.
They had the Avengers in-game collective of cop cars, and it felt like you hit 5 stars in GTA. I'm like, whoever's out there, they hit 5 stars. They got the weapon cheat codes, they got the tank out there, they're shooting down choppers, and they got all the. That's what I thought. This is a promo for GTA or something. But to see over 60 cars, squad cars, for kids with sticks and fireworks in the mall. Do you think that's the appropriate reaction to kids with sticks and fireworks? Not firearms, not bombs, not weapons of mass destruction. You know, they didn't have the infinity gauntlet, you know, that Thanos had. They wasn't about to snap and you know, and it wasn't nothing like that. They had sticks and fireworks. You mean to tell me it takes all of Florida law enforcement to stop that?
Yeah,
something don't add up. So when they show video surveillance of a potential shadow that they're calling the alien, that was much larger than any of the vehicle. If you look at the video, the alien was much larger than the squad cars beside them. Like you can tell from the angle, like, yo, whatever this is, it's tall as hell. Like it's hovering, it's standing over these cars like they could be roller skates or something. And you have videos of people that were sharing some social media live footages and stuff like that, where people are in panic. Like I saw when the dude was in panic, like Show Lee, this brother was like panic mode. Like, I saw this. And he was just saying that he saw this shadowy image that was in the mall. People start letting off fires, start shooting, which hints to the fireworks. That's why they said fireworks solely, because it was gunshots. So they said, well, maybe if we just disguise it with fireworks, that'll explain why they were gunfire. Come on now, follow me, keep it with me. So then there was fire. They were shooting at this image. They were letting off civilians, armed civilians, and law enforcement was letting off at this image. And people was running scared. Do you think kids with sticks and fireworks will cause that much of a commotion for people to be running out like that? I don't think so. And if it is, it had to be, oh my God, had to be at least 30, 40 kids for all that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, it had to have been a whole army coalition of kids for that to be that, you know. But these people was running scared, and people making videos like, oh, and different videos from different people solely was all saying the same thing. We saw a shadowy image, and it was chasing us. Different people. And then you get on the news was like, well, look, we can't hide it no more. So let's just say, well, what they suspect, but there was actually kids in the mall. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Like, y'all getting lazy with your cover-ups, which is what I was saying before in the video before, solely. This is why I think they're going to take away your ability of using social media, because you got people, the powers that be, that are in control of social media or have power over social media or own social media or in the pockets of the big players too. So you better believe stuff like this, they're looking at the social media, you know, CEOs of these people, like, I ain't gonna say no names, but you know, these big wigs, like, look, this is your platform that they sharing this on. I'm gonna need you to monitorize this. I'm gonna need you to quote unquote fact check this, right? We fact check this. Don't let this out. I need you to monitorize this content because we don't need the truth out. We need to work on our narrative while you cut them off. If you could cut them off from posting, then we can work on our narrative and there won't be nobody to fact check us. And that's the problem, because you got social media, you got people in real time who can let the world know what's actually happening in real time. But when you got people that want to monitorize you, they can say, no, that ain't real. That's not real. That's false. That's fake news. And that's what this is. And that's what you're hearing now. But when I saw that video, I was like, oh my God, like, this is about to happen. We are in the you already heard about celebrities, you know, going underground, right? We already talked about last season, solely. You brought this up about the Hawaii fire, right? And scorching all of this land, and now all these celebrities are buying up all of this scorched land, huh?
Yeah.
You know, making it making it compounds and making their, you know, come on now, like something's happening right now, and it is moving faster than they can cover it, right? It's moving faster than they can actually make a cover story for it. They ain't moving fast enough. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open. 2024 is going to be a year of truth. It's going to be a year of truth. It's going to be a lot of things that's going to come out about a lot of different people, a lot of different organizations, a lot of different things, and it's going to shock the world. And it's going to have the world in the up. We have a lot of people in the uproar, and mark my words, solely, it's going to cause a huge event in the States. Guaranteed, it's going to cause a huge event. When I saw that movie, and I'm gonna say this before we go, it's called Leave the World Behind. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix. But Leave the World Behind is a movie that's on Netflix, people. Watch that movie. Watch that movie. Now, granted, the ending to me was terrible, but please watch it because there's a lot of great information in there. And ironically, it was made by Obama and Michelle, right? Michelle Obama and Obama. So, hey, you know, I don't know. But in that movie, if you watch it going into it with the open mind, you're going to know they're telling you something. And ironically, these things are taking place in the real world. It's like, hold up. Something's about, the ball's about to drop. So, with that being said, people, man, you have any other take on that, solely, before we?
You know, I had questions about that too, and I was like, okay, well, I know why they don't tell us everything now, because I had a lot of questions, but like, it seems like they don't tell us a whole lot of stuff because we don't know how to handle it, and we go too far at times. So I kind of understand why they don't tell us everything. I hate that it's like that, but it seems like they don't tell us a whole lot because we, as a nation, we are not mature enough to take that, because ain't no telling what we could be doing. Like, you see some things now and you like, damn, they actually responded like that to that, you know. But I think especially with Leave the World Behind, I think Michelle Obama and the Obamas, they couldn't actually tell us what was going on. So now they're putting it in this form, a movie form. So and they're kind of, hinting to it. I don't think I don't think they can actually tell us, but they can give us hints to it. Um, and I guess we go from there. We can take it with a grain of salt, or we can actually look into this stuff. But so yeah, but I think that whole Miami thing was crazy, and I don't know if you saw the footage of the whatever it was walking, but it didn't look real. like, like,
Yeah,
like
it looked crazy. Like your eyes couldn't believe what you were seeing.
yeah, it looked great. Like it was walking, but I don't know, man. Hopefully it's not one of those. Hopefully it wasn't. Well, it was so many freaking cops there. It can't be one of those. Like one of them things is like people just do just to put out there, just to cause panic. Um, but I think whatever it was, everything happens down in Florida most of the time because Florida is one
Hello,
of
can
them
you hear
like
me?
yeah,
Soli.
yeah,
Soli. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
I'm here. Yeah. But I
Soli,
think
can you hear me?
yeah.
But yeah, man, I definitely feel you on that. I feel like,
Um.
man, we are in a year of awakening, man. We definitely in a year of truth. Can you hear me, Soli?
Yeah.
We are. We definitely in a year of truth, man. We are in a year where everything is about to come full circle. Um, with that being said, we want to stay to a time limit. People, I want to make sure that y'all able to find us. We are on Facebook, on the Kickback Podcast. We also are on YouTube as well. You can find it on my YouTube channel under Chris the Creator, which is KHRISDA Creator. It's under that YouTube page as well. Solely go ahead and drop your handles for them to find you.
You can find me one super bad music and yeah, look up Soul and Superband and you'll see us.
Awesome, man. And this is your boy Chris Lee. So right now, I'm changing my YouTube name, like I said, to Chris the Creator there as well. So you can find it under my Chris Lee page as well, also under the Kitbat page. So make sure y'all share our content, continue to support us. We continue trying to grow. So make sure you support Solely, follow his pages so you can see his next shows, his next event, when he's doing his next performance. So with that being said, peace and
Peace out.
love. And stay aware, people. Stay woke. We out.
Peace.
Yeah, yeah. Your boy Chris Lee. Shout out to Soul Lee. You on that Kickback Podcast. It's our time. You with that Kickback Podcast. Yeah. You on that Kickback Podcast.